Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates. Before continuing this video, click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest news from Manchester United. Bad news for Marcus Rashford. AC Milan abandoned bid to sign Man Utd outcast as Serie A side prioritizes Kyle Walker transfer. AC Milan have reportedly abandoned their bid to sign Manchester United's Marcus Rashford as the Serie A side prioritizes Kyle Walker transfer. What happened? According to L'Equipe, Serie A rules, which allow clubs to register only one British player per season, have forced the Milan Giants to choose between the two high-profile English stars. While Milan had expressed significant interest in both players, recent reports suggest that Walker is now the primary target for the Italian side. The bigger picture. Pep Guardiola had earlier revealed that the veteran right-back had expressed a desire to leave the club in favor of a move abroad. However, Walker, whose contract with City runs until June 2026, will not be available on a free transfer, making negotiations for either a permanent move or a loan deal essential. Did you know? Rashford's future remains uncertain following Milan's decision. Last month, the Manchester United star openly stated his readiness to seek a new challenge away from Old Trafford. Reports from The Sun indicate that Napoli manager Antonio Conte is a strong admirer of Rashford. The Italian club view the forward as a potential marquee signing to win back fans disillusioned by the sale of Viktor Gyokeres to Paris Saint-Germain. Rashford, 27, is reportedly open to a move to Serie A and has expressed interest in joining Napoli. What next? The transfer speculation surrounding both players comes at a crucial time, with both United and City set for important league fixtures. Rashford's participation in United's clash against Brighton remains doubtful amid ongoing uncertainty about his future. Similarly, Walker is unlikely to feature in City's match against Ipswich as his move to Italy edges closer. Alejandro Garnacho transfer twist as Napoli reach conclusion after Man United talks. Manchester United wide man Alejandro Garnacho could find himself on the move in January, but Serie A side Napoli aren't the only side to express an interest in the Argentine. Napoli have agreed to turn their attentions elsewhere after failing with a bid for Alejandro Garnacho. It has been claimed, though Chelsea could yet offer him an exit route. Manchester United are understood to be willing to listen to offers for their entire squad, including academy graduates like Garnacho. The Argentina international joined from Atletico Madrid's academy at the age of 16, making his senior debut less than 2 years later, and made his 100th appearance for the club earlier this season. He has been in and out of the side under Ruben Amorim, though with questions over whether he suits the head coach's system. This uncertainty has prompted interest from home and abroad, though Napoli's £40 million bid falling short of United's valuation. United's Premier League rivals Chelsea have now entered the equation, with fresh reports suggesting the winger could follow Jadon Sancho in trading Manchester for West London. Napoli, however, now look ready to look at more affordable targets. According to L'Equipe, Garnacho is one of a number of targets being considered by Chelsea in January. The Blues are eyeing up reinforcements as they prepare to let Christopher Nkunku leave Stamford Bridge, with Borussia Dortmund's Karim Adeyemi also linked. Napoli's need is arguably more urgent. Viktor Gyokeres is on his way to Paris Saint-Germain, with manager Antonio Conte keen to replace the Georgian's goals and assists sooner rather than later. The Manchester Evening News reports that Dan Doy and Yeremy Hernandez are among the options, with Conte chasing players with potential resale value. Chelsea-linked Adeyemi is also an option for the Serie A side, if L'Equipe is to be believed. Speaking ahead of the upcoming match against Brighton, United head coach Amorim fired a reminder to his squad. "I want to keep my players. I'm focused on these players. I don't know what is going to happen in this window, we'll see. But they are our players, so we have control on that. We decide on that. Sometimes it's harder for the players because they have some information, and you can feel it in every team. It's like that." When asked about preparations for the next game, he added, "For me, it's harder to prepare for the game when we lose. When we win, we can manage everything, expectations, the bad mood for some players. We'll prepare the game in the same way and just focus on the next game." Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could sign 5 Man United stars after finally landing new job. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has returned to management for the first time since leaving Manchester United with Besiktas, but could rate his former club for January recruits. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is finally back in the dugout over 3 years after his Manchester United exit. The Norwegian was sacked by the Red Devils in November 2021 and has bided his time before returning to football. But he has now been confirmed as the new head coach of Turkish giants Besiktas. Solskjaer certainly has a big job on his hands in Istanbul. Besiktas already find themselves 20 points behind Galatasaray, who have only dropped 4 points all season, in the race for the Turkish crown. But he could receive a helping hand from his former employers as he attempts to turn things around with his new club. Take a look at 5 Man United players that Solskjaer could take with him to Besiktas either in January or in the summer. Victor Lindelof. Once upon a time a £31 million defender, Swedish centre-back Victor Lindelof looks set to leave Old Trafford for nothing. The 31-year-old finds himself way down the pecking order at United, having made just 5 Premier League outings this term. His contract is up at the end of the campaign and a fresh start looks best for all parties. Lindelof has been linked with a Premier League move, Ruud van Nistelrooy's Leicester among those reportedly interested. But a call from Solskjaer might tempt him into moving to Turkey. And while he hasn't had the best time of things recently, he would be an excellent signing for Besiktas. Christian Eriksen. Another out of contract at the end of the season, Christian Eriksen's time at Old Trafford looked limited following the signing of Manuel Ugarte and emergence of Kobbie Mainoo. The 32-year-old has already been linked with a few clubs including Celtic. He is already able to launch talks with foreign clubs, and it would not be a surprise to see Besiktas be one of those. But in the meantime, Ruben Amorim has told the Dane he needs to keep performing. He said, "It depends on the players, the work they do. He has the quality to make that kind of pass, and we need all the players to win games. 10 minutes or 90 minutes, all the players are important to change the course of the season." Antony. Away from those out of contract at the end of the campaign, Besiktas could potentially make a move for some that United would be happy to sell. One man right at the top of that list is Brazilian winger Antony. The former Ajax man has been a disaster at Old Trafford since a big money switch from the Eredivisie and did himself no favors by missing an open goal against Southampton. Besiktas, however, might face competition for Antony's services. Spanish side Real Betis are interested in him and are thrashing out the terms of a potential loan deal that will see his United nightmare finally brought to an end. Marcus Rashford. Speaking of wingers in talks, Manchester United set clear Viktor Gyokeres' timeline as £83 million transfer approved. Sporting striker Viktor Gyokeres is one of the in-demand forwards in European football after a sensational stint in Lisbon. Manchester United are reportedly ready to go all out to sign Sporting striker Viktor Gyokeres in the summer rather than in the January transfer window. Gyokeres has an £83 million release clause inserted into his contract at Sporting, and according to The Independent, that would be too large a sum for United to approve this winter. However, their spirits are not thought to be dampened thanks to the strong relationship they have built with the Lisbon club. United and Sporting came to a quick arrangement to allow Ruben Amorim the chance to join Old Trafford. This was made easier thanks to Ineos' leniency in allowing Amorim to remain in Portugal until the November international break. This move afforded Sporting the chance to get their ducks in a row to find a replacement. A similar situation will be seen favorably by Sporting, as Gyokeres' tremendous form in Portugal would make him difficult to replace. The Swede has managed a whopping 75 goals in just 80 appearances for Sporting. However, the only issue for United is that Arsenal have reportedly approved a move for Gyokeres this month after finding goals particularly difficult to come by. According to a report by French publication L'Equipe, the Gunners are no longer reluctant to pay £83 million for Gyokeres and could make their move in January. However, should they not be able to complete a deal this winter, the Reds will feel as though they are the frontrunners to sign the striker. Gyokeres has a close, existing bond with Amorim that would put them in a stronger position in negotiations should it come to a straight shootout between themselves and Arsenal at the end of the season.